Hello everybody, welcome back to Expedition Homestead. I hope you are having an incredible day. Today's episode is going to be jam-packed. What we're going to be doing is talking about how our Active Grow LED lights have been doing, how the Spider Farmer LED lights have been doing. We're going to give you an update on our Dahlia tubers, how the sprouts are doing just a week and a half after we got them into the soil, and then giving you an overview of the incredible transformation that is about to take place downstairs in our basement. We are shifting gears, getting out of first, going into second. Fifth gear is a long ways down the road because my vision is high. I've got big aspirations for this channel and big aspirations for the changes that I'm going to make in this world. So 8 years later, we're just in second gear, but we are about to get into second gear, baby. We are changing some things up on the channel. I'm very excited for it. And I think you're going to see the relational value and transformative value as well through the screen. As a viewer, I think you're going to definitely enjoy it. The first light that I really want to talk about is our SF600 from Spider Farmer. These lights have been growing a variety of household plants that have been doing incredibly well. Specifically, I've got to highlight the Guatemalense Monstros EP2, or put shortly, the Curly Sue cactus. I have loved growing these, and I think they're going to be a staple in my garden from here on out. But the SF600 has also done an incredible job at growing everything else that I put at it. Right now, I haven't paid a lot of attention to houseplants, which we're going to talk about later in the video, and you're going to understand why. But everything I grow under this light does great. Next up is going to be the Active Grow LED lights that I've been growing plants under. I have a couple of different varieties of aloe, some cactus, Chinese evergreen, and then my Christmas cactus growing under here. The Christmas cactus has absolutely loved growing under these lights. I'm very happy with the product overall. Great quality, good results as well, and it's definitely going to be a staple here in the garden. Next, I'll show you how our Dahlia sprouts have been doing. If you didn't see our previous video, at the end of it, I talked about how I'm finally going to get my Dahlia sprouts in there. I planned on propagating and growing them for a while now. I just haven't had the time to. So now they're in the soil, and what's going to happen is we are growing these up so we can propagate them even more. So we could possibly take our 20 Dahlia cuttings and turn them into 200 different Dahlia plants. I'll show you how we do that right now. All right, so the Dahlia tubers are growing super good so far. Very happy with the results I've been seeing because, as you can tell right there, we've already got some sprouting. Then right there, you see these tiny little black bits right there? Those are sprouts coming off of that one too. We've got a nice big sprout right there, which is about 3/4 of an inch. Then we got the leader right here. That's about over an inch tall. So they are definitely growing. I've got a McCourt super tub right here that I filled up with soil. I've got a little release valve down in the bottom for water to get out. And I am just growing these suckers in here. Here's how we're gonna do it, is once these sprouts get long enough, we just trim them off right at the crown of the tuber. And that can be propagated. So the sprouts can be propagated just like the tubers can be propagated of the Dahlia plant. So it's a very fun plant to grow. Beautiful, I mean, gorgeous flowers. I grew some last year that were over 9 inches wide. Just absolutely incredible. So from here, say I got 1, 2, 3 sprouts coming up right now. I could possibly turn that one tuber into 3 right away, and then as more sprouts come up, I can propagate them even further. So I'm very excited to continue my path and journey in growing these dahlias and learning how to increase my efficiency with them, because I think just the world needs more flowers. They're beautiful. They make you happy. They make my kids happy. They make my wife happy. They make my friends happy. So why would I not grow more of them? Which kind of leads me into my next point here. I'm going to talk, grab the camera really quick and show you, these house plants right here. Yeah, I got some beautiful ones, some that are not so beautiful, like these begonias here that die back and then they flower, they die back and flower, and this philodendron here that's kind of been neglected. But there's a reason why they're being neglected, and I'm going to tell you a little bit why. So while these plants do provide value to many different people, I have videos on just about every house plant that I've grown in the past on how to propagate, how to divide, how to water, how to care for, how to fertilize them, how much light they need, what sort of grow lights you need to grow them, what sort of conditions they like. Oh boy, look at that pencil cactus getting crazy. I've covered all of that sort of information on the channel. But now I need to translate the channel's direction into a way that is going to make sense to me, and it's going to make sense to the people around me. So not only providing the information that they need to know on how to grow houseplants, which I've kind of already done, but now I need to learn how to teach people to build a passion about growing. So in order to do that, I need to be passionate about what I'm growing too, right? So these houseplants were pretty cool for the first 7 years, and I will definitely continue to grow many of these houseplants, especially some of the crazy ones which I'm growing unconventionally. But there definitely needs to be some sort of a consolidation so I have room for expansion in the right areas of my garden. So what am I going to fill up this space with as I get rid of, give away, pass on my houseplants? What I'm thinking, and hear me out here, is sprouts. Lots of sprouts, lots of willow propagations, lots of flowers, but mostly sprouts. The reason why is because if you go back on the channel, I just don't really think I have maybe one video about sprouts in all of my 8 years of doing this. So in my effort to bring a better, brighter world around me, I'm gonna start growing more sprouts. One, they are incredibly nutritious and good for you to consume. The nutritional density of sprouts, I might be pulling this number out of my butt, but I'm pretty sure it's like 15 to 30 times more dense than the actual vegetables that you're gonna get from your seeds after growing them all summer long. So, nutritional value and health, number one. Number two, there's something that people can easily grow at home no matter what their circumstances are. They don't need a big backyard. They don't need to put in tons and tons of hours in growing them and nourishing them and making sure that they are all their needs are met throughout the growing season. It doesn't take that much to grow sprouts. It's really a very quick process. Chop it out and start over again. One tray at a time, right? So we're doing this process multiple times to get lots of food for the family, lots of food for the body and the soul. So easy to create as well. Number three is just to have a good time and to learn, because I haven't done it that much, as I just told you. So very excited to learn it because I'm going to be more passionate about it. I know all sorts of things about these houseplants and they've kind of grown dull to me right now. So I want to reignite a passion in ultimately many different venues when it comes to gardening and homesteading, which is why, of course, we plan on growing the homesteading channel into including livestock and stuff besides just our chickens, which, by the way, here's a clip of our chickens that we just got. A couple different varieties here. Aren't these little chicks just the cutest? Aww. Hope you ladies are doing good. And I know I've just done a lot of talking in this video, but I'm just going to continue to talk because I've got a lot on my mind. I'm excited for it. I feel like this is kind of a turning point in my life and then the life of my viewers to kind of get more connected to who I am as a person and why I do this. So another thing that we're implementing this year, if you didn't hear me talk about it in our last video, is like all of these seeds, lots of them that I got, I am not going to be growing a single seed inside this year. I battled myself over starting my pepper seeds at least, but even my pepper seeds, I'm going to wait. I am going to wait it off. I'm going to plant every single seed in the ground outside, ultimately where that plant is going to be growing throughout the duration of its life until I harvest it. Now, why am I doing this? Why on earth would I go against the rules when it comes to gardening? Well, if you don't know me very much, I love going against the rules. But there's kind of a broader aspect and a broader vision as to why I'm growing these plants like this. Ultimately, it's because I understand some people don't have the capabilities of growing seedlings indoors. Some people might try to grow seedlings indoors and ultimately fail and be turned off from gardening. So I want to learn yet another way to effectively garden in all different kinds of situations and scenarios and environments. So I've got to hone in on my skills, learn a little bit, gain some knowledge on the best way and the results that I'll get over growing my seeds, every single one of them, outside in the soil, outside in the earth. And another thing of this is, say by chance we don't have electricity to have grow lights inside our house. What happens then? Are we not going to know when or how to plant our seeds outside? Probably not. Not if you're following this channel at least. So there's a different aspect to it as well. As in a survival type of situation, we got to know how to grow our plants, right? We've got to know how to deal without electricity. We've got to know how to deal without the modern day amenities that we're used to. So it's just another skill set and skill base that I am growing under my repertoire of gardening stuff of my life, right? So I think it's going to be fun. I've also put in a self-seeding bed, 2 self-seeding beds, my tomatoes and my beans. I plan on having those be completely self-seeding, so I don't have to seed those whatsoever. I let the stuff ripen on the vine last year, really late in the season, let all the seeds naturally go through the cycles of the winter, and I think they're going to sprout. I think they're going to grow because I do get volunteer plants every single year of my beans and my tomatoes and all kinds of other plants, but I figure that's a really good place to start because they are prolific growers at that. So we're going to start by figuring out how to self-seed beans and tomatoes. And from there, we're probably going to continue to go into other plants as well to see if there's different ways that we can do this to ultimately keep our system 100% self-reliant and enclosed. So I literally don't even have to buy seeds. I don't have to harvest the seeds. I don't have to put any work into growing the garden. So I'm going to figure out how that looks and the type of results we get from it this year. So I am just experimenting. I am having fun. And I think we're going to have a great lineup of videos to come this season on different types of videos that you might have never seen before on YouTube. So if you enjoyed today's video and are looking forward to stuff like that, as well as all of the other conventional videos and conventional methods that I will be sharing on the channel, please subscribe, comment down below on what you enjoyed the most out of this video, and I hope I will see you all in the next one. Take care.